Welcome to Media Pod Smash 144. Run to motivation's coming for you. That's on brand, right? So, we are back at it again. It's almost the year anniversary of the first time that I did this, and it started off as part of a scripted episode series where I just wanted to do something a little different, and this time I'm doing it for the anniversary, of course, and also it's in honor of the run essay that I did for the book that I'm working on. Oh, that's right. I'm working on a book. In case you didn't know, I am doing a collection of all the essays that I worked on into one book with a foreword and a conclusion / afterword by two really cool people. And what else? There's that bonus essay, an introduction that I wrote, and maybe a few other bonus things I'll be throwing in there. I'm thinking that'll come out probably sometime next year, if I'm being generous, and which I should be, because it's probably better to give yourself a lot more time than to speculate that it'll be coming out early and then just fuck up. So, alright. So, this is a real test here because this is the first time attempting to run and pod. I mean, really, the second time I've done it in my life, but since COVID. So, we'll see if I can make it through a whole podcasting session without having to. I already had to lower the speed a little bit, but running and talking, see if it actually can sustain throughout a whole session, which I'm hoping it will, but, if it doesn't, then that's entertaining too, because I can make a viral video maybe of me just passing out and flying off the treadmill from the back, and internet likes that, so one way or another we'll make our mark. So this is going to be a little special. If you've seen the first one, you kind of have an idea of what it's about. I'm going to be talking about some of my past athletic / unathletic experiences and attempt to motivate you a little bit, which is something I started doing in the last year and a half, I'd say, kind of with starting with the essays and snowballing from there, really as a means to keep myself going, but if I can help other people in the process, then that's awesome. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing. I also have some running-centric segments planned, so it is going to be a little bit visually enhanced as a way of, making it more interesting than just a guy running. So stay tuned for that. But right now, let's just get through some announcements. So first announcement here is we are working on some exciting things that we haven't really done much of in MPS world, and that is bringing some new people from my circle of friends into the fold and talking with them. I've been talking about doing this for a long time, but I really want to get Garrett on the show soon because, especially before the book comes out, because he's writing an intro, a foreword to it, and it'd be great to, introduce him to the world before, so they have people can understand the man and why he is inspirational and such a good friend. So there's that. There's some other people from my life that I'd like to bring back on this show. I'm working on that Small Town Zombie Folk mini documentary, but with all the Halloween stuff coming up, it's going to be probably put on the back burner for a while, but I am slowly putting it together, and there's some other game shows I'm still kicking around, but it's mostly Halloween central around here. We just shot some great stuff last night. Horror Through the Decades is making its return, so if you saw the social media post, you'll already know that, but that is something that we are very excited to bring back. Nicholas is killing it with, like I said, we recorded those two last night. Those were the two things we did, and it's great. I think you're gonna really like the series and everything else that we have to offer. It's gonna start, I think that one starts October 2nd, and then it's gonna be once a week minus the last week, because that's gonna be a bit of a different weekend schedule for us. And he's gonna be doing some really interesting movies this year. I'll give one away because I already posted it. He's gonna do Tourist Trap from I think it's 79, but I think I could be wrong. But stick with us. Keep checking the socials as we get closer and closer to October. We'll be teasing a lot of stuff and still giving you everyday stuff too. Every week content. Every day, every week, whatever. I mean, it's not every day. I just lied. It's like more every week. But I am going to be trying to keep up a lot more with the behind the scenes stuff. So, just staying active in general. And speaking of active, let's move on to some meat of the show here and talk a little bit about some origin stories. And I covered this a little bit in the first run episode, but I think there's a few things I left out, and there's probably some new insights maybe since it's been a year. So first of all, I'll just mention, gym started out really awesome because I went to Catholic school for a couple years when I was little, and the teacher was very enthusiastic, loved it, always came up with like really creative and clever games. Like there was one called like Clean Your Neighbor's Yard, or dirty your neighbor's yard, I guess, because you're really supposed to be like throwing the balls over the fence, which was just a big mat in the middle, and just balls going back and forth. That was a really memorable game. And there's just a lot of shit like that. And then when I went to public school, people were a little bit more cruel and competitive, but I wasn't really often in the crosshairs, luckily. I mean, for me, I kind of just hid in the shadows, and if I screwed up athletically, I'd either just make a stupid joke or just be like, hey, that's me. But people that really got it much worse, unfortunately, there was some girls that people definitely aimed for them during dodgeball if you were in the back crossing your arms like this. I mean, kind of sucked sometimes. High school, it was rough, but for me, like I said, I was under the radar a lot, and wish I was athletic though. I mean, there was opportunities for it. I mentioned last time, I had a couple chances. I was gonna play football, but my mom shot that down. She's all worried, and to her credit, I probably would have quit. So good on her. And then there was some martial arts thing that I was interested in, but that didn't happen. And I just remember being, I was held back a lot with that. I mean, I would get winded a lot. I was uncoordinated. People, that's just how I thought it was going to be. And we did play street football, but, people were always just killing me. So eventually I would try to run later in life. I mean, there were some short stints, especially in retail days, where I'd be like, all right, this is my rock bottom. Damn it, now I'm really gonna fire up my drive and just go for it, and I'm gonna start running and eating healthy, and I would eat oatmeal and egg whites and shit, and I'd run, and I'd be miserable, and it would last a week tops, and then I'd just go back to my old life and be like, fuck it. And I don't know a lot of the reasons why that failed. I mean, I guess if I had to point to one thing, it would probably just be not strong enough cause for me. I mean, I didn't give myself a good enough reason, so I just figured why bother? And I just didn't think there would ever be any progress, because I was an instant gratification kind of person, and if I didn't get the results, for like the week, I guess it wasn't good enough, and I would just quit. But then, something happened, and I changed my lifestyle around. I made the big quit of the nicotine gum, and I really started getting active, and it was a great way to combat a lot of the physical stuff from quitting, and just a lot of the built up anger and emotion that I had. And it definitely sucked right away. I felt much like those early days of being an unathletic kid and trying to do the pacer or run around a track, or trying to even use phone apps to get better at running, and still being miserable and hating it. And but this time it was different, because even though I felt that feeling, I did have better reasons, and I was just mentally tougher. I had already gone through some shit. I knew what I was capable of. I had given up some stuff already. I was feeling the momentum from that, and I just knew it was going to be different. I just knew it. And it started off really very, very small. I would run in place on a mat. I had a blue mat. I'd just run in place. Just simply run in place. And then after maybe a week of that, I felt comfortable enough to go outside and try it. And I'd run around the block. And the first time I ran around the block, it was, I made it all the way around, but it fucking sucked. I was so winded, and I felt like I was gonna have a heart attack. And I'm like, geez, people do this all the time for fun? That's inconceivable. But I kept at it. And it actually, to my surprise, did start getting easier. And even, dare I say, it became a good time. Right now, I'm actually having a good time. And this is awesome because I'm doing a podcast and I'm getting exercise. So I'm killing two birds with one stone. I should really do this more often, but it's kind of difficult. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but I do it for you the good people at home, because I love you all. And I just want us all to grow and do our best. So that's kind of how I started really running for real. That's the story of it. I mean, in a nutshell. If you want to know more, the book will be available next year for purchase. Digital format, audio, and hard copy. But more on that later. So, next I got here, we're going to do a cool thing. I don't know if it's ever been attempted in the history of internet videos, so this could be an innovative thing. But this is a segment that I'd like to be calling, I'd like to call it this. I don't know if it's actually called this, but it's called Run Boxing. You get it? Okay, so I've got a couple blind boxes of some collectibles I thought might be cool, and we're gonna do an unboxing while on the treadmill. And so we'll see how it goes here. So the first one is NBA Superstars Series 1. Now obviously, this is going to be going to the sports fan of the network, our good pal Justin over at Pop Culture Roulette, and soon maybe to be the OT with JD. Guys, get on Twitter and harass the guy. Tell him we want a sports show. We want updates, please. But I got scammed for a couple of the gifts that I bought these guys for their birthday, and I'm gonna try to make it up to them now. So, Justin, here's your first gift, and let's see. Hopefully, it's a rare item. Okay, so it appears to be number 12 from Memphis, and that is, someone help me out, scream it if you know it. 12 from Memphis, come on. It looks to be Ja Morant. Yes, that looks to be correct, if that's even how you say his last name. So congratulations, Justin. You are getting a Ja Morant Series 1 Superstar figure. Okay, next up, I made up for Justin's birthday. Now I've got to make up for Nicholas. And so, Nicholas, this is just part one, of course, guys, because this doesn't rival in the least what it was gonna be. But hey, we're trying. We're all gonna just try our best every day. And this is a Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness blind bag. You can get it any one of the figures on front or the 2 chase figs in back. And I don't even know what they are. The silhouettes are not giving it away for me, but I'm not much of a comic book fan, so hey, I'm not in the Target demo. But let's see, hopefully we got something rare. Winner, chicken dinner. Come on. And it's Doctor Strange himself. So that's pretty cool. I mean, for someone who's got a very limited knowledge, I actually am glad that I pulled this one out so I could say it really quick and know who it was right away and not stall the show. So, cool. Nicholas, hope you enjoy your Doctor Strange figure. Happy birthday, guys. Sorry your other gift, which was way better, is actually not probably real at all, and I just got scammed. All right. That was Runboxing. Okay, now let's just jump right in to another segment, and this is a great one. Everyone loves lists, I feel, because I do. I love lists. One of my favorite channels. I don't know what you guys are all into. Let me know in the comments section, but I love to watch those guys over at Outside Xbox. I think they do some really great lists over there, and so I'm gonna do a list of my own. And this is my top 5 video game speedsters in honor of the treadmill and the running, of course. I mean, they all go hand in hand. Okay, let's go. So, number 5 is Tracer from Overwatch. She's very fast, but it's kind of cheap because she's got time travel ability. So, I don't know. That's definitely an advantage. Very fun player to play with. I used to hate playing as Tracer at the beginning when this game first came out, but man, I really dig it now. After playing a lot of Mystery Heroes, it's just, and having a little more time with her, yeah, she's fun. So that was number 5. Number 4 is the main character from Sunset Overdrive. I don't know if a lot of people played this game, but I believe it was a launch title for the Xbox One, and very cartoony graphics. You play as an employee from Fizzco, and Fizzco Energy Drinks is turning people into these monsters, and it's your job to clean up the town. I don't know. I never even really finished it, but for what it's worth, it was fun. It was decent enough. I mean, if you can get it free on Game Pass or cheap somewhere, it's worth checking out. But the reason why he was so fast, though, is because there's some rails that you grind on throughout the game. So I'm not usually one for a rail shooter, but an on-rail shooter with full control, yeah, count me in. But normally without the rails, he's actually kind of just a normal dude. From what I can recall, I think you just walk around like a normal person. So that's why he's still pretty high on the list. But okay, let's get to the next one. Now, number 3 is the McKids from McKids, the video game. This was during an era where, for whatever reason, all these companies decided that they just wanted to start making video games. So, I mean, we had a Pepsi Man game. I think that was a game from Japan. There was Spot, the cool Spot game for the 7-Up dude. I mean, it was insane how much these companies were putting out, and even more so how much we kept saying, give us more. I mean, it wasn't even just a small thing. I think it actually fizzled down and went back up because we had the Burger King games during the time when the Wii came out. I remember, because I was more excited about the launch of those suckers when we waited overnight to get the Wii. But it's crazy. And with McKids, you play as these kids in McDonald Land, trying to, I don't know, do some favors for the characters, like, I don't know, but the whole fucking game, you move around and it's like an ice level. I mean, there just is no friction on the ground, and then, well, here, to top it off, okay, so you're sliding around. It's already a fucking pain in the ass. So they're fast on their own, but then you can hit these little things that'll bounce you all the way back to the start of the level and just keep somersaulting you. And just, yeah. The McKids are fucking fast, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, next up, at number 2, I put Jazz Jackrabbit, which I guess is like the Kmart version of Sonic, but they really tried, and I've got a soft spot for it because as a kid, we played the shit out of Jazz Jackrabbit. Not so much Sonic, I guess. I mean, Sonic later in life, but a little as a kid. But Jazz Jackrabbit was where it was at for me. I loved those. I think they did parody posters, like movie posters for some of the game titles, if I'm not mistaken, and I always dug those. The level design I thought was cool. I mean, I don't remember them being like bad games, and I don't know, do they get the love they deserve? Right below, and let me know. And not to be outdone, but I think you can guess where number 1 is going to be. Sonic the Hedgehog. Like I said, I didn't play a lot of it, but I did play enough of it as a kid to like it, and it carried over to later in life. And I mean, who else are you going to put in the number 1 spot as the speediest game character? If you've got a better answer, tell me. And finally, for dishonorable mention, I've got this fucking annoying asshole, the RC car from the Toy Story video game, because I spent so many hours as a child trying to beat that race. It was a timed course, and the controls were like trying to like train a drunken chimpanzee to like walk in a maze. I mean, seriously, it was like you're spinning around. Oh, and you have to collect batteries, and there's certain things on the track you can't run into, and if you spin out like and get off by just a little bit, like you are completely fucked. Like, hopefully I can find like maybe a video of someone trying this level, or I'll record it and I could show you. But if you've played this game growing up, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's why it makes my dishonorable mentions list, because it is fast, but damn it to hell. So, hope you enjoyed my list. Now, finally, we're gonna wrap things up here, because, I mean, I think I've done enough for you and me. So, I guess really the last plea here is like, get active. I mean, please, you're not gonna regret a thing. Running is become, it's a powerful tool for me. It's become something that helps me clear my head. I feel like I could take on the day a lot more, and whatever life's challenges are thrown at me. And I think I said this in the last one, but it doesn't have to be running, of course, but any bit of activity is so helpful. And this is coming from the kid that didn't believe that. Like, I used to give up a lot, and I hated activity. Shit, man. I mean, I put so many hours into video games, still do, but tons more back then. I didn't really care. I didn't care, like, the fact that I could get winded, like, walking upstairs, or the fact that I couldn't catch footballs or perform in gym class. I didn't care about any of that. It was just like, whatever. But, man, it's important to care. It's important to care about things. Really, it's like making little investments. And geez, this advice sounds so obvious, but sometimes we need those sobering reminders. And is it sobering? I don't know. I think it'd be more sobering if it was like coming off the heels of some horrible thing that you just witnessed. Would that make it more sobering? I don't know. I don't know if that was the right usage of sobering. But man, you know what? All right. So let's just take my advice and just go for it. You will not regret a thing. And I guess that's it. I hope you enjoyed the run episode. I enjoyed making it. Maybe I'll make this a trilogy, and for the last one, I will find a way to do it outside, and that's how we'll cap it off. But thank you so much for watching, guys. We're available on all sorts of media platforms. We're on Twitter at MediaPodSmash, I think. I mean, I don't use Twitter a lot, so don't check there. But we're on Instagram mostly, and Facebook at MediaPodSmash. And be sure to check out our friends at popcultureroulette.com and some of our other friends at the 80s Flick Flashback podcast, and some of our other friends over at Moving Panels. I don't know if I missed anybody, but if I did, I'm sorry. Seasons of Life Memorials, we'll throw an ad for that at the end. And I'm feeling really spooky, so fuck it. Let's throw the Halloween one on there. Okay, Media Pod Smash Off, guys. Go live your dreams. Peace.